How do you figure out what your gift is? Oh, this is such a good question. And a very important one too, and I'm so excited to talk about it that I had to make a video about it because I got a lot to say. I genuinely love humans. I think they're so fascinating and cool, and everyone has a special little something. Everybody has a gift from God, and some more are stronger than others, and that's only because they might have activated a long time ago and been nurturing it longer, but we'll get into it. Number one, it comes so easy to you. You don't even know because it's just a part of you. It just flows through you with ease. It's just second nature to you. You probably breeze right on past it. You don't even identify it as a gift because it's that a part of you. And these sort of gifts, I feel, are more like service-based, more spiritual, not so much as like creative gifts. So think of holding space for people, being a good listener, being able to talk, being able to empathize and feel deeply, being able to kind of connect other people. So think of what you can do that you're the best at with little to no effort. Like, this is light work. This is nothing. Second way is think of your childhood. Think of things that brought you joy when you were a child. Think of things that don't feel like a burden. It just lights you up inside and you do it whether you were getting paid for it or not. And speaking of money, I do want to talk about getting paid for your gifts, but I think that might be another video because I have a lot to say about that. But I do think it's a little different when it is a spiritual or service-based gift because you're supposed to operate in that regardless of whether you're getting praised for or paid for it. Also, if there's any girlies out there that know a better word for those kind of service-based gifts versus the creative physical gifts, let me know. Not to confuse talents with gifts because talents are something that can be demonstrated. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, and gifts are usually received. Moving along to number 3, ask people around you, friends and family, people you love, your co-workers, what they associate you with. Are you the life of the party? Are you the one always bringing humor to the function? Are you optimistic? Are you good at conflict resolution? Are you the one bringing everyone together? Are you the one kind of calming everyone down? Are you a safe space for people to listen to you? You could be good at organizing where someone else is like, oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it. And you're just like, oh, this is nothing. Are you good at motivating others? Are you the adventurous one where you're always pushing other people out of their comfort zone? These are all great gifts. And that right there, I don't know how you do it. Whatever you're doing, that's probably your gift because it just comes so naturally to you. You're like, I don't know, like, how do I keep going and spinning like a top? I have a lot of energy. Like, I can literally light up a small city. That's one of my gifts. God bless me with this never-ending source of energy. And also speaking life into other people. I could talk about this all day because, like, we need you. This is probably one of my favorites. Number 4 is listen to strangers. Listen to what strangers compliment you on. And I love this one so much because I feel like God is always speaking to us. Like, he's always just trying to tell us and give us hints if we just listen. These people don't know you from a hole in the wall, so there's no reason for them to fabricate or have any preconceived notions of you. They're just speaking from God. Pay attention to what they're saying to you, how often it is being repeated by other strangers, how often you get complimented on the same thing. Pay attention. And I don't care if you met them 2 or 3 times, they're still a stranger, but this is why I love this one because it is just a clear, concise observation. There is nothing tainting this observation, nothing blurring the lines, you know what I mean? So for example, it could be, you always seem so bubbly and happy. You have this warm presence about you. Oh, I love the way you put these pieces together. You probably have a great eye, a great vision, maybe great color selection. You have such a great demeanor, probably have a strong presence. You're able to hold a lot. All of these things matter. And even some people that are like, why you laugh so loud? Because demons can also highlight the light, all right? You probably have a great infectious laugh. Yeah, even some things that people try to get on you for could highlight what your gifts are. Some people don't like the gifts and some people aren't supposed to be next to the gift. I had a friend who is naturally super loving and maternal and very caring, and had another friend who's not there in her life to kind of receive that love. Just hate that, like, oh, you're always kind of like judging me and oh my gosh, but from the outside looking in, I'm like, oh, that's a gift. Like, that just happens for her naturally. Like, she cares for you so deeply and you can't even receive it because you're not there. That's another video. But yeah, figure out what you're good at that just comes naturally. Think about your childhood, what kind of brings you joy, what you naturally gravitate towards. Even looking into your family, it could run in your family. So look at your mom, look at your sister, look at your dad, what they're good at. Recognizing it in your family might help you recognize it within yourself. But most importantly, if not the most important one, is sitting with God. Being still and praying and talking to God so you can receive these messages. Because even after you go through all of these that we just talked about, you're going to have to come back to God. So you can either start with God or end with God. But either way, it's going with God. Once you identify your gifts, then it's going to be between you and God to fully develop your gifts. God intended for us to use our gifts, but to do so with a spirit of humility. See, a lot of people want the benefits of the gift without doing the work, and it don't work like that. Which leads me back to the money thing. Whatever your gifts are, you're supposed to do so willingly and with a loving heart, without compensation and without praise. A lot of people want praise for their gifts and what they do naturally, and it's understandable, but you got to let God focus on that. And it says in Romans 12:8, if it is the gift of encourage, you send encouragement. If it is giving, give generously. If it is to lead, lead diligently. And if it is to show mercy, you do so cheerfully. Basically, whatever gift it is, you do it with a willing heart, because we're supposed to be stewards of God. This isn't ultimately for our gain, it's for everyone. And with you doing that lovingly and with gratitude for God giving you a gift, then God does his work. Then God blesses you. You don't need to worry about how you're going to get taken care of, because you're doing what you need to do. I'll never forget the moment I had this realization where my heart softened and I accepted and leaned into my gifts, and I'm still leaning into my gifts, probably in my early 20s, but I was just frustrated that I wasn't kind of receiving that energy back, no reciprocity, not any praise or monetary gain from it, and that's not what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to do it with a cheerful and willing heart. And I'm like, if I'm good at these things naturally, it comes naturally, it's nothing for me. Like, this is light work. Why am I kind of being stingy with it? Why am I trying to withhold it? And when I do withhold it, this is years ago, when I was kind of like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Fine, I'm not living authentically to myself. I'm suppressing myself and my gifts and my light. It doesn't work. I couldn't imagine me withholding my humor, my silliness, my energy, because it brings me so much joy to make people smile, to make people feel good about themselves. So whatever you have, once you identify it and once you start developing it, let it rip, let it shine, and God will do the rest. Naturally, you will get complimented on it. Naturally, you'll end up getting compensated for it in one way or another. You don't gotta worry about it. The only thing we need to worry about is bringing it to its full potential. So once you recognize it, it is your responsibility to add discipline and to refine it so everyone can reap the benefits of it. If you guys have any other ways to figure out your gifts, drop them in the comments. If you want more examples, let me know. I'd love to make a video. This is something I'm very passionate about, obviously. But it's because one of my gifts is helping other people, so it brings me a lot of joy. Like, I just want to help. Especially if that means you're tapping into your gifts, because we need it. I want to know what some of your gifts are, so drop them in the comments. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was insightful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. If you have any information to add, drop it in the comments, and happy gift hunting.